Who needs vaccines when you have ginger tea? If you're Filipino, your family probably has an unconventional solution to every problem. Too short? Jump at midnight on New Year's. Depressed? Just pray. Body aches from shouldering the weight of your family's expectations? Use Vicks. While many of our family members have science degrees or work in healthcare, they're also the same people convincing us that eating pancit on our birthdays will help us live longer, or herbal tea will protect them from a pandemic. So how is it possible that our family members are both scientific and superstitious? Do we just write it off as our elders being outdated? Or are these actually traditions rooted in something deeper within our cultural history? I'm Sapphire Sandalo, and this is Breaking The Tabo, where we talk real shit. While biochemistry and microbiology didn't teach our titas that wiping saliva on our foreheads can cure hiccups, their unconventional solutions might not be as unfounded as we think. In fact, the FDA recently approved clinical trials studying Chinese herbal medicine and its possible treatment of COVID-19. Well, many of our superstitions actually aren't superstitions at all.
See, I'm not superstitious, just a little stitious.
A superstition is an action or item that depends on a supernatural or unknown force to bring good or bad luck. However, most of the practices our parents or grandparents participate in are actually folk beliefs and folk healing. The butterfly your mom claims is your late Lola, that can be connected back to the shamans of various indigenous ethno-linguistic groups, such as the Babaylans, Mumbakis, and Albularios. Shamans are health and spiritual leaders who believe the spirits of their ancestors manifested in non-human forms like animals, plants, and rivers. The salabat your dad swears can cure anything? That can be connected back to shamans' herbal treatments and reliance on the offerings of Mother Earth to care for their communities. Even Vicks has ingredients that are based in herbal treatments, like camphor. Spanish colonization labeled our practices as superstitions as a way of invalidating these practices. But these beliefs and treatments aren't the same thing as breaking a mirror or avoiding cracks on the sidewalk. These healing practices helped the community sustain their lives, so they became hidden in our traditions in order to survive colonization, and were passed down to us through stories. Now, we're not saying that Western medicine shouldn't be followed at all. If your titos and lolas need their diabetes medication or a life-saving vaccine, they should get it. Like with asthma, just because you exercise regularly doesn't mean you shouldn't carry an inhaler with you. However, we need to recognize that Western medicine isn't always accessible, especially in the US. First, there's a long history of distrust between hospitals and communities of color that make Filipinos hesitant to seek medical help. Second, Western healthcare is expensive and difficult to navigate, especially if you don't speak the language well or aren't already familiar with how it works. I mean, how many of us second or even third generation immigrants still struggle with figuring out which doctor to go to for certain illnesses? According to a study done in 2010, Filipino immigrants in the US find comfort when they're helped by faith healers. They speak the same language, the healing methods are familiar, and their services are affordable. And beyond that, these shared folk beliefs connect us to our family and the larger Filipino community. They're a way of remembering our history and honoring our culture that is often erased in the US. So think twice before poking fun at our elders for their superstitions. Not only are they actually folk beliefs that our elders are trying hard to keep alive, but if your family members are dealing with health issues that could be solved with Western medicine, dismissing their concerns or invalidating their solutions might just turn them away from being able to talk to you about it. So let's normalize having open conversations with our families about holistic medicine and health, and embrace the idea that folk beliefs and science, natural medicine, and Western medicine can coexist. The health of our community might just improve because of it.